Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach and welcome to another press conference. Just filming in the room, so hopefully that light coming through the window isn't too bad. Let's take a look at my side. I was playing around with a few trades, didn't realise that. But I've been in a bit of a Zoom meeting this morning and thought I'd smash out a bit of the press conference and nothing to get too excited about. I was struggling just to get to 18, to be fair. And Tommy Highmore, I think, was my 18th. So that's where it's really interesting with the buys. You know, you can get 18, but 19 or 20 this week would have been so much more beneficial because you would have dodged a couple of stinker scores. But you know, knocking on the door of the top 50k, there's something to get real excited about, isn't it? Let me know how you went, and let me know your thoughts for the trade plans. I'll let you know mine in a moment. So here's how we went. You know, the back line was largely good. I don't know about Ridley and May. Don't know. They're just struggling. So, you know, much can be said the same for Murphy and Highmore. Two guys that I thought would be cash cows have proven to be absolute dead weight. So I loophole gone. And look, I brought in Steele and McRae. I was able to downgrade Flynn and do a couple of big upgrades there. And, you know, that midfield, you know, really fired quite nicely, and we saw some good numbers in the forward line too, aside from Heaney, who, you know, I think we're all singing his praises, and a lot of you would have traded him in this week, and he produced a stinker. So let's just tinker around with a few bits and pieces, and maybe Berry will come back from the head knock, who knows. So this definitely looks like a really easy week on paper, doesn't it? Now, 4 trades. Well, we've been given a couple extra trades, and I've got no idea why. Richmond and West Coast have their game moved. All of a sudden, that somehow brings us an extra 2 trades. Go work that out. We got 4 each. I don't know if it's just the headquarters trying to give a few suckers an even break, and I'm definitely one of those suckers, but I'll take it. I'll take the trades. There is no reason why we need them. I'd be pissed off if I was had traded really well and still had like 13 or 14 trades, or, you know, I'd be annoyed because there are some people that are struggling and should be struggling, you know, deservingly so. You should be criticised and punished if you don't score that well or trade that well because of your own work. But anyway, Shorty rant is over. What am I going to do this week? Well, I'm thinking Whitfield's the man. He's got to come in. I'd love your input. May or Ridley, you know, because Jones has still got some money to make, and ideally I want Jones to be my final upgrade, you know, in terms of the back line. And maybe one of these blokes, Ridley or May, could just be a luxury upgrade to Whitfield. I just, you know, I had my heart set on May, and then Ridley just can't seem to find it. He just can't seem to find it. So he's got the buy. I almost lean more towards him. I don't know. And I brought him in recently, so I'm not sure. I'm going to have to think on that one. And then Bianco also has to come in. You know, and Rowe's got to go. So there's my 3 trades. I think Walsh is at a reasonable price as well. Do the Blues have the buy? I think they do. So he wouldn't be this week anyway. But what's Jordan's break even? Now, he never pops up in Footy Wire. I've got no idea. You got to go this. This will say error. It normally always does. Oh, we found him. Okay, righto. 52 break even. So he might not need to go this week. He might not need to go. Drop slightly, but he might be able to stay. I'm thinking there is. It just depends how much coin I need to make. Like, I could easily downgrade Berry or Campbell to Bianco. Doesn't get you much coin, you know. I wouldn't mind maybe going Rowe to someone like Hall. So, you know, is there some thought in, you know, I know it puts you back a little bit, but could I downgrade? If Ridley and May aren't going to be top 8 defenders, is there some thought to go, well, look, maybe I'll downgrade one of them to Bianco? Weakens my defence for a little bit, but it will really allow me to upgrade Jordan upgrade the other fella. In essence, Ridley and May could both leave my side. And then eventually, your backline might look like Mills, Laird, Stewart, Whitfield, Lloyd, and whoever else you might see fit. How's Lukey Ryan going? He's a bloke that I quite like as an option without having watched him closely these last few weeks. So okay, he's going very nicely. So he's certainly a guy that I might look to bring in too. So yeah, there are a few things I'm going to have to play around with, but I think Bianco, Whitfield are must-ins for my side. And I'd like to I feel as if Aaron Hall's, I know I wasn't on board earlier, but sometimes you just got to say, look, you probably got that one wrong, and, he's playing good footy, he's in a really nice role, he's turning up all the time, break even to 74. So, I think the boat has sort of sailed on Zorko. And it'd be interesting to see how he goes with Neil back in the side. I mean, it's fine on the weekend, but Dangerfield coming back as well is another one to keep an eye on. So yeah, I would love to really beef up that. I'd love Jordan to be an upgrade and Heppel to be an eventual upgrade. Keep it simple in the midfield and maybe just have to play around with that defence. The more I think about it, the more I feel like, particularly with these 2 extra trades, I probably couldn't afford to play funny buggers and trade out May and Ridley. But now, I probably can. G. Crisp is a good player, isn't he? Underrated type. I don't know if he's unrated anymore. He's maybe underrated in the SuperCoach world. Yeah, probably starting to wear a bit thin. Jaden Short just hasn't quite kicked on like we had anticipated. Yeah, so I feel like that 6th defender could definitely be, Lukey Ryan, potentially. Anyway, that's a bit down the track, but I think the more I think about it, the more I feel like Rowe, like his break-even's going to be really high. And like I said to you, bringing in premiums that have had their buy, and Aaron Hall is that, which, sort of makes it a bit more, he has to go. And you'll be pleased, you haven't picked up already, Shorty traded out Jai Simpkins. So there you go. Jai Simpkins out of Shorty's side. And I'm sure I'll hear about that for years to come. But thanks for jumping on. Hopefully you had a good week. Of course, the buys are tricky. And, I send my love your way if you're in Melbourne. It's a pretty shit-house time. For most Victorians, it's been a pretty tough couple of weeks. But in particular, for those in the full lockdown still, I'll cross my fingers. But hopefully you're having a good week and a decent week in footy, and it'll be great when the weekend does pop around again. I'll be back with a live session. I'll have to let you know when that is. It's probably looking like it'll be Wednesday, given we've got some Thursday night footy. So I'll talk to you guys again soon. Cheers.